about wrestling.
Dude, no, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Triple E Elvis 777 clocking back in, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Here with TYguy, the undisputed real champion of the WWE right here. So he's gonna shake Stone Cold's hand one day, look him in the eye and say, man, you worked hard. All right, so we got some of Tyler's Navy story, we got some of his wrestling knowledge. We talked a little bit about women. So let me add to this.
Okay.
What is your favorite body type on a female? Favorite body type? Like what is the number one you like this? Like the whole figure, like the hourglass. You describe what you like.
I think honestly I like dark-headed women. So if they have dark hair, what's really cool is if they have dark hair and like light eyes. If they have like brown eyes that are like almost like hazel, so they're not quite deep brown like my eyes.
Yeah.
They have light eyes with dark hair, almost like a dirty blonde hair. Like if they get in the sun, their hair will turn blonde, but they're really not blonde. So they're not like the stereotypical, kind of weird blonde that we all know.
What up? What's going on?
The blonde hair, blue eyed, California girls that are out there that are just wrecking their cars on everything. I want
total their car. They just got it yesterday.
So I think the body type.
Say how it is. I said how it is.
I don't really want someone who's too big. So I'm not fat shaming, but I don't want to be with a obese person. Men are allowed to have standards.
Yeah. Okay, women can have all the standards they want, and if a man says theirs, then it's misogyny, but that's not true. Men are allowed to have standards.
Right, so I don't want a overweight female, but someone who's healthy, and like someone who's trying to stay in shape, and like everyone else, trying to like just keep their figure, and I do like women with big breasts, but
there you go.
If they have decent sized breasts and
show me, is like a cup. What are you talking about?
Big old romper on it.
Okay, explain for the kids at home what's a romper.
Yeah.
You're talking about that big old peach, peach to hold.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's always nice because
of course
it gets cold out here.
Yeah, it gets cold. You need something to warm you up. You need something to snuggle up next to.
And then it's always fun to grab onto something.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. I mean, I got a big old romper on me. I mean, I would like that to return the favor.
Tune in next time to see it. No. Also, what do you think about height? What about height?
I'm a short guy, and what's weird is I've always had girls that were taller than me that's been attracted to me.
What's your height?
I'm like 5'6", 5'7" on a good day. I mean, I'm short. I'm a short guy. So, it's weird. Naturally, tall women are attracted to me, which I don't understand. Yeah. But I like a girl about my height.
Yeah.
Not too short.
And that's reasonable. You can find that.
Yeah, like it's not. I'm not really worried about it too, because like I said, I've dated women that were over 6 foot, which is kind of strange because I'm really short. So like it was always awkward taking pictures with like tall girls.
So a lot of girls think that that they got to be a hustler, they got to make a lot of money for a guy to think they're attractive.
Sure.
Really, what do you think makes a woman attractive? Like what do you think men look for in a woman? Like,
well, like, you're talking about like generally or like what I look for?
Just you.
Well, I think one thing that maybe it's just because of the way I was raised and being in the military and all that, about just if a woman is not neat with her personal life, if she got like a wrecked just trashed car, just you go into our apartment and it's just a train wreck, that to me is that's unattractive, because if she can't keep herself like tidied up and together, or because there's a reason why it's that way. Maybe it's because she doesn't care about that. That's not important to her. Yeah. And it shows a lot to me about the personality of a person when you start seeing the unseen things. Yeah. To me, it's kind of like not really a red flag, but I just don't like that. Some people don't care, but I care about that. I like a clean house. I keep my house clean, and I try to keep my vehicle clean. As long as they're trying. Like if they're trying, like they're not just like, I don't care about those things, that's not important to me. That's a strike for me, because it's like because if I'm at work all day long and and if they're at work all day long too, vice versa. Yeah. And they come home and the house isn't clean, I mean, they're gonna probably have something to say to me, and I would have something to say to them too. Okay. So
what I'm trying to say is, that's a good point. Like, you like tidiness and cleanness. But what I'm trying to say is, a lot of females think that men only want successful women, out there like making a lot of money. They have to have like booty shots and like fake everything. Yeah. Like, realistically, we like natural. Like, you like natural, you like real. And you don't look at a woman and say, oh, she's making 100K a year. That's the kind of girl I want.
I mean, that would be nice, but I mean,
but that's not something
she might
you
be
look
making
for,
100K in a year, but she's dirty and I can't talk to her.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
you want somebody with personality.
Yeah,
that's
and,
fun to get
you know,
around.
I want somebody who wants the same things that I want too. You know, so like you got to get to know somebody. Like getting to know someone, those are the things I look for. Like what are their goals?
Yeah.
What are they interested in? You know, I mean, maybe because sometimes it might be a great person that you're with. It might be a great person. They got it all together, but you guys just don't click, man.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
So let me ask this: would you care if she worked at McDonald's?
No.
Exactly.
No.
See,
I wouldn't judge if they worked at McDonald's or if they worked as a garbage man or a garbage woman.
Yeah,
you know? Like if they had a job. I think it's important to have a job.
Yeah. As long as she's like attractive to you, and you can match well with her. That's kind of what you're looking for.
Sure.
See, it's crazy because plenty of women out here think that we want just somebody that's like an Instagram model, rich, making a lot of money on OnlyFans, and that's kind of the exact opposite of what men look for, especially like 9-to-5 men.
Yeah.
I would consider me and Tyler 9-to-5 men. We work. I mean, we're not wealthy, we're not rich by any means, but we get up every day and we do what we got to do, and we want to raise a family one day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep. And you know, I think you know, with that being said, with you know the expectation of like women think that guys want them to look a certain way like that, I can't expect that from them because I can't give that to them either because I'm not the most attractive guy in the world. So how can I expect to be, you know, as a a decently attractive dude who's not like a weight, like a bodybuilder or some like male model, to expect a girl to be that way, you know? So it's like I understand some people got high standards like that, but man, if she's a pretty girl and she's working her ass off, and me and her can click on some levels and we want a lot of the same stuff, I'd be down. So I would be down to be with that person.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. So I'm gonna add on to what you're saying. It's not that she has to be like more attractive than you, but we as men and women we play different roles. Like you could be the provider and she could be the nurturer, and that's how it works better that way. Like let's say that you're the only one working in the relationship, and she's taking care of the household. She's cleaning every day. That's stuff that you would value, you know.
Absolutely.
She doesn't have to make $1.
No.
But if as long as she's loyal during the hard times, that's the kind of girl men look for. And you don't have to be your body does not have to be all over the internet. You do not have to have your Wu-Tang and Bootang all over the internet for every guy to see.
I actually would be unattracted to people that would have their body on the internet like that because it's out there for everyone to look at.
You wouldn't take them serious.
No, I wouldn't.
So those girls might get like a one-night stand, get some dick and get out, but they're not going to get a marriage and a relationship. Yeah. And that's why a lot of these females get it confused. Like, oh, men want this. No, men don't want that.
Well,
boys
want that.
The boys want that for the night, and they don't want it forever. That's the thing. So.
Yep. They'll leave you right after.
Yeah. That's something that people should probably think about. You know.
You know, that's why it's so important to set like actual realistic goals in your life and go towards that. You know, whatever the world tells you to do, you probably shouldn't do it. You probably should stay away from that. If the world says you're supposed to look a certain way, you probably shouldn't try to look that way.
Well, it's sad because all these girls believe it and they look like a robot. They look like a duck.
Right.
They all look the same. They got the Kardashian and everything, you know? Right. Fake cheeks, fake lip, fake, breasts, fake butt. And it's like, what part of you is real and why should I treat this real? Why should I treat this serious?
Yeah, like...
it's sad. It's unfortunate.
We were talking earlier today about the girls on the OnlyFans and all that, man. Like, I just don't know... You know, I have a certain level of like, I know like my worth. Like I'm not going to degrade myself to the point where
for fame and money.
Yeah, like for fame and money, I'm not going to sell out. Like I would rather be poor and struggle than do OnlyFans and give away my dignity and my pride.
Let me say this.
And I would never want to be with somebody who had done that. You know? And like, and I know that's a pretty bold statement because things can change in the future.
Reasonable.
Because 95% of the girls out there right now are doing it.
They're doing it. Yeah.
So it's like, I actually might end up with someone at OnlyFans, but then I'll have to deal with that.
Let me say my feeling on exactly what you just said. It kind of plays off.
Right.
So
there's consequences to everything.
Obviously, I'm very spiritual. I think there's one creator, and that being said, I think that even if I'm poor here, I'm richer than I've ever been. Meaning, I have my values, I have my integrity, I am who I am. There's nothing to hide, there's nothing to fake. I didn't sell out to be whatever that is, or whatever that may be. We all make mistakes, we all have our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, when you willingly choose wrong over right, consciously all the time, that's when you start getting problems. That's when, you know, you find yourself a 40-year-old cat lady who you've never been in a successful relationship ever, and you've been playing with boys your whole life. You never had a real man, and it's sad and it's unfortunate. But we're spitting some truths here. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Just a 9 to 5, boys. You know, just a 9 to 5, boys. All right. Is there anything you want to add there? You want to? I got a topic.
I don't know. I think we said it pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty
We
clear
know
right
it.
there, man. I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
New topic. What is the craziest, like not story, like craziest like thing that's happened to you that you can't really explain? Like, you could try to explain it, but you're like, what just happened? You know what I mean? Like, think of a time. I mean, if it takes you a second, then it takes you a second. But
well, I think the first thing that came to my brain was that day me and Ryan went to high school together.
oh yeah.
And we were in the history class one time, and we had a teacher. His name was Coach
Dude,
Brown.
that's perfect.
And we were doing like a study session, and me and Ryan were sitting right next to each other. And I swear to God, time stood still for like 5 seconds.
Dude,
me and Ryan
that
were
was
literally
so weird.
sitting right next to each other, and we looked around, and we were the only ones that could really move. Everyone else was frozen.
Yeah, like everybody in the classroom was
Even
just,
the
like,
teacher
stuck.
was like frozen, like
Yeah.
he had a face like he was talking, and he like stopped. He's like
it got quiet and everything too. Like nobody was
so
making a sound, and I'm looking at Todd. And I'm like, Todd, did that just happen?
yeah, we both caught it, and then like once we both caught it, everything went back to normal. Everybody started moving around
like
again.
started moving. Oh my gosh,
The
dude.
strangest thing.
I forgot about it. I kind of forget. Me and you talk about it every once in a while, but like I remember it when you're around because we talk about it. But that was just going back on that moment. There was a lot of people in that classroom.
Yes,
there was a lot of people in that classroom.
Yeah, there was people sitting right behind me and right behind Ryan, and we looked around to everybody. Everyone was literally frozen.
Yeah,
I
feel like I kind of want to be like, but it didn't happen. I feel like they were all in on it, but they weren't. It's the thing that they weren't.
There's no way. There's too many people in the classroom, and there wasn't any time to like.
The teacher's talking.
They could plan that.
The teacher's talking, and then he just stops like this.
Yeah. It was
Like,
it
dude.
was just like frozen in time.
Dude, that's crazy. That's awesome that you said that.
That's the first thing that came to my mind because that was that was probably one of the weirdest moments that I've ever experienced that I couldn't explain. Like, and it was almost like too quick to even like actually do it, which was cool that we both saw that at the same time, because if I would have told that story, they're like, that didn't happen.
Nobody
like,
would have believed. Yeah, but the thing is, like, it couldn't. It's weird because it couldn't have been planned, you know.
I know.
But
it was strange, man.
It was very strange.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's it. We pretty much gave you guys a whole session. This is my best friend Tyler. I've known him since I was what?
We're like in
third grade,
third or fourth grade or something like that.
I met you at
9
church.
years old.
I kind of met you at church.
When I met Ryan, I was 9 years old.
Yeah, and I'm 25 now, so that tells you a lot. When I met Tyler, I was probably what?
10, 11?
Yeah. So
I'm 24, and Ryan's about a year and a half older than me.
Yeah, so, okay, well, before we go, I'm going to add on to this. A lot of people don't have relationships like me and Tyler. They haven't lasted long like that. So, my advice to those people are just build your communication and build what you want. So, build valuable relationships, meaningful relationships. Actually care for somebody more than you would care for yourself sometimes. Yeah. There's been times where, I've done things for Tyler that I might not want to do, but I know that it meant a lot to him.
Right.
And sometimes you make sacrifices for people you care about.
Yep.
I'm gonna let Tyler have the last few minutes, okay? Is there anything that you could say to your past self that might change your life or change the way you think or perspective? Like, is there any advice you could give to your past self?
Yeah, I would. I think I would go back to my past self and probably just remind myself that I can do it. I would tell myself that you got this. Like, don't, because the unknown is scary, and whenever you're going through life and you're like, I don't care who you are, you can have the most confidence in the world, and I'm a pretty confident dude. Yeah. But man, there was a lot of times that I had went through some tough times, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. And I would just go back to myself and just remind myself that you can, and that it's going to be fine. I think a big issue in our country right now is mental health, and a lot of people struggle with all kinds of different different struggles when it comes to mental health, and from depression to being schizophrenic to all this other stuff, and we're handling it very poorly. And I think anxiety is another thing that a lot of people struggle with, myself included. Man, we go through life and we're expected to know things that we don't get taught in our childhood, and it's like you don't learn until you get there. So when you don't learn until you get there, you make mistakes.
Yeah.
And when you make mistakes, you start doubting yourself, and you start feeling like maybe you don't know what you're doing. And when you feel like you don't know what you're doing, you get depressed and you get scared, and you just feel all these weird emotions that you haven't felt before, because now it's on you. You're all by yourself. So yeah, I would definitely go back to myself and just say, hey, it's gonna be fine. You're gonna make mistakes. You're a kid. It's gonna be fine, man. Like just reassure myself that you got this and that it's gonna be all right. Because I feel like if they always say like, oh, I wish I would have known now what I didn't know then. Like I wish I would have known this earlier.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's not how life works. I mean, you could learn from other people's experiences, but and learn not to do the same thing. But it's going to be different for everybody, no matter what happens. No matter what you're doing with your life, whether you're going to try to be the next president, or you're going to work a 9-to-5 job for the rest of your life. I mean, it does. Everyone's going to feel these emotions, and yeah.
All right.
Pretty much it, man.
That's some good advice. All right, guys. Triple E Elvis 777 clocking out. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.